Go.
For my Module 4 discussion project for statics, I chose a curtain rod, as you can see in our somewhat dimly lit and very messy dining room. So I used a tape measure to take all my measurements. I thought the important pieces were the length of the rod, the number of supports, the length in between the supports themselves, as well as the ends, the lengths of the curtains and the width of the curtains, although really probably isn't relevant because I know the weight is probably around 2 pounds, so that's probably not relevant anymore, just the weight is. And then the distance between the wall and the curtain rod, so like the length of the supports basically. So here's my 3-body diagram here, and the reason you would probably care about this or want to know is the first of all, the amount of load that you can put on. So how heavy can your curtains be? Of course, all that stuff isn't recommended by the manufacturer in the little packets and stuff, but that's why you would care. You'd also want to know, depending on whether or not a lot of these rods are adjustable, so depending on how large your window is, whether or not that support in the center is going to be needed. Because if you don't have it and there's too much tension in the center of the rod, or your curtains are too heavy, you're probably going to drop your curtain rod. So this is my stab at a 3-body diagram. What threw me off really is, it's difficult to see, but so I kind of made the fact that the wall is at our origin or our zero space, and then coming out about 2.5 inches for the X value, so you can see that the rod is actually coming out of the X dimension 2.5 inches. The forces, and I just kind of wrote all the dimensions down, the lengths in between to what I estimated. The curtain's about 2 pounds, the weight of the rod 3 pounds, and it's going to be at its center. This probably doesn't look like it's at the origin, but I'm trying to show that it is, because like I said, I'm using the origin here as XYZ and then 2 inches out from there. So assuming that this is similar to a fixed support, even though this is used by, or I should say put in place by screwing into the wall, you're going to have those reactionary forces at the screws that are going to be holding that support in place. And then so you've got your support here, one in the center, and then one on the other side. Those are all about those distances apart there. And I think the challenges was that this is my second attempt, because I forgot that, like I said, it was 2 inches out from the wall, so I was kind of thinking about it in 2D, but then there's that third dimension that you have to consider, and also the weight of the rod, because if your rod is too heavy, your supports are obviously not going to be able to hold it up, and then you're not going to be able to hold your curtains up, and nobody wants that. So I think that was everything we're supposed to cover. Thank you.